kind of happened to us in like I guess champs too last year. I mean, we finished top four, and then like that's it. And it was just like such a weird feeling. Like you wake up, you just don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to check the calendar. You don't have like a team meeting. You don't have practice. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're just like okay, like
You're not working towards anything anymore.
yeah. You're just like, well, what am I doing now? Like
Mhm.
it's so hard, and then especially for me, it's like so hard because like, I mean, the only reason I'm in the US is to compete. Like I'm an import player.
Yeah.
I'm Moroccan. Like all I do here is like Valorant based. Like everything around my life is for Valorant
Mhm.
to be the best and win.
Hey everyone, G2 here. I'm here with Sentinels IGL, johnqt, after that series against G2. So I just wanted to get just initial thoughts on that series. We talked a bit before, and you were talking about how it felt really close, and there was just a lot of moments that you should have won, but then didn't. So like, what's going through your mind after all of that?
I mean, I feel like we just threw so hard. Like, it's just sad because I think we won split pretty convincingly. Then we trolled Pearl defense so hard. And even on attack, we lost rounds that we should never have lost. I feel like we played those rounds like 100 times. Maybe we lose them like 5 times. Then we go on Abyss. And even Abyss attack, like, it should have been like 12-0. We just lose our stupid rounds. And then Fracture, we lose stupid rounds and we get stomped. And then Haven, like attack side, we lose a 5v3, we lose a 4v2 to get them the match point. Like, I feel like, I don't know, if you were watching the game and you were a Sen fan, you were probably not happy because of the rounds we lose. It was just unreal. But then, like, we obviously pulled out like some clutches too. I mean, G2 is a good team. Good players. Obviously, they had like a big advantage. They didn't play yesterday, and they had double bans, and we had nothing going besides our like belief and like confidence, and wasn't meant to be today. That's all there is to it. Yep.
Well, I mean, something that I did want to ask you about was because there was such a short turnaround time from the first G2 series, which was very skewed into G2's favor, and then this series just felt extremely close. So I'm curious, in that period, how did you kind of prepare to a point where it could even get to a situation where you felt like this should have been a 3-0 in Sen's favor?
I mean, we knew like for us to win, we need to give 120%, like show a better version of ourselves. I mean, preparation wise, like we didn't have much time. Obviously, we had yesterday night and this morning. We made the Teho switch on Abyss like literally like this morning. I never played it before on that map, and yeah, we just made sure to keep it simple and just play for each other and understand like what's gonna work, what's not, and just like keep going and like keep the energy high. And like we slowed down a bit, obviously, after we went up 2-1. Like we played like yesterday best of 5. We played the best of 3 against G2. I mean, they beat us, so like they deserve to have this advantage. Like it is how it is. Like it's our fault. But yeah, I mean, we prepped as much as we could. Yeah.
Well, there's still also like after this all just settles in, you'll still be going to Bangkok. I think like 10 days, 11 days, right? So I mean, just talk to me about going into Bangkok, playing internationally again. Any teams that you're really excited to play, and kind of what are your thoughts just going into your first international event of 2025?
I mean, I was excited to play internationals. I mean, that's literally the goal of any esport player, like traveling around the world and playing and meeting like fans from there, like having new experiences, experiencing a new culture. I've never been to Thailand personally, and yeah, I'm always happy and to get the chance to compete, to be honest. Like it feels like in Valorant you really don't have that chance. Like so many teams, like all 10 teams that have lost in Americas, like not even like 30 teams, probably more, I don't know, like 30 teams across the world, like the regions. Like 40 teams, sorry, 40 teams with China. Like 40 teams are just sitting there not playing for like 2 months. And we're like one of the 8 teams that are like able to play and compete, and like it's such a blessing. And yeah, I'm just like happy that I get to play Bangkok. Happy to like redeem ourselves and like hopefully win Masters. I'm undefeated in Masters so far. I mean, I only played one, but I won my first one, so hopefully I keep the trend.
100% win rate,
Yeah,
perfect
yeah.
record.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm actually curious when you're talking about that aspect of you're in a blessed position where you're one of 8 teams out of like 48 or something like that, being able to play international events and not just sit at home. Do you feel like it's easier to take steps back after hard losses like today and be like, okay, at least I'm still being able to play because of the periods when you're on like Ghost or M80 where after a loss like Ascension or like other stuff, you're just sitting there with your thoughts and you can't really do anything other than just grind solo queue?
Yeah. I mean, kind of happened to us in like, I guess champs too last year. I mean, we finished top 4 and then like, that's it. And it was just like such a weird feeling. Like you wake up, you just don't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to check the calendar. You don't have like a team meeting. You don't have practice. Like you're just like, okay, like
you're not working towards anything anymore.
yeah, you're just like, well, what am I doing now? Like it's so hard. And then especially for me, it's like so hard because like, I mean, the only reason I'm in the US is to compete. Like I'm an import player.
Yeah.
I'm Moroccan. Like all I do here is like Valorant based. Like everything around my life is for Valorant to be the best and win. And yeah, I mean, obviously today I wasn't able to do it, but yeah, I mean the story continues. The dream keep going. I mean, I think we're looking good. We're in a good shape for Bangkok. A lot of things to improve on, but I mean, yeah, I'm blessed to be in this position for sure.
I only have a few more questions for you, but I actually do want to ask you about that aspect where you're here solely because you're playing Valorant. As a pro player where your mind is so fixated on just competing, and then when it's so fixated on competing, how do you find the balance of not getting homesick while you're being a pro player so that you could just focus on the game and not be like mid-match or while you're in practice just thinking about, I wish I was at like home where, you know, it's kind of like I'm back in my safe space. Like how do you deal with that, just being away and playing here, you know?
I mean, I just deal with that with like focusing on my goal and keep working. Like at the end of the day, like this is what I like to do.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, obviously, yeah, I can be home and then like I wouldn't be doing this. So for me, it's like worth the sacrifice. I enjoy competing. I've always enjoyed like competing in anything. I'm on like a great org in Sentinels, like the best org in the world. I'm like my teammates are like great people. I can hang out with them and stuff like that. I mean, I'm just like, to be honest, like I don't really have time to think about it. I feel like the only time like where I'm like super like homesick and stuff like that is in the day off, where I'm like, okay, like today I want to be like away from the game. I don't want to touch it. And that's when like I feel like I'm kind of homesick because I'm like, well, like if I was home, I would be like hanging out with my parents, with my friends. But like when it's like work days, like I don't really have time to think about that. I'll just like wake up, practice, like gym, make sure I get good sleep, make sure like I work on my individual, watch VODs, like prepare strategy, stuff like that. So like to be honest, I don't really have time to think about it. But I mean, I know this is just like a part of my life, and I just gotta like give it my fullest. And like when I'm done with it, like I can look back. I was like, well, I give it my all, so
yeah,
it's all good.
Right now, if you look back on it, it would be 100% win rate at Masters.
For sure, gotta keep that trend though. Hopefully, yeah.
Now, something I did want to ask you, just kind of second last question, or kind of last question, honestly, is you went from playing in teams where it was like tier 2, like tier 1, tier 2 with Ghosts, where it was just remote, didn't really qualify for international events, to M80, where you're just kind of more in the tier 2 scene, to Sentinels, where you have a very big fan base, where after games, after losses, after wins, you have like a crew of just like people talking to you, excited to see you, and you know, happy to see you. As a player, how does that feel, just knowing that at the end of the day, whether it's a win or loss, you have a community or fans like excited to see you, and like you kind of make their day no matter what.
I mean, yeah, the support is amazing. Like, so many fans, so many like great messages we get. Like, nice people, like always supporting us, like unconditional like love, always like giving us nice messages. Like everywhere we see it. Like obviously, like Sentinels has the most fans, so like they're loud. You can see them everywhere. And like obviously like the other teams and the players like hate our fans because they wish they had them. And like, I mean, they get in their feelings. They kind of like act like victims, and like they're like, oh, we hate Sen fans because they don't have any fan, and like nobody cares when they win or lose. But I mean, yeah, like shout out to everyone that's supporting Sentinels. We appreciate it a lot. I know, like, I mean, to be honest, like past year has been pretty good. I mean, this year is looking good too, and yeah, I mean, like also like obviously like when we lose, there's so many people like I mean, there's obviously like the loud part where like they're supporting us, and then there's like a minority who's like they're just messaging me, telling me how I need to do my job properly. It's like, oh, why did you switch to initiator? Why do you do this? Why do you do that? Blah blah blah. But I mean, it's fine. It's just part of the job, and yeah, you just gotta take the good and leave the bad. And yeah, like shout out to all the fans. We will not be able to do all this without your support. And like obviously, it's like a esport. It's entertainment. Our job is to entertain other people and compete, and like the fans are a big part of it. And yeah, I mean, I enjoy it, to be honest.
Awesome, John. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for the interview.